This is the day, this is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. I will rejoice, I will rejoice, and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day, this is the day that the Lord has made for me. This is the day, this is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. I will rejoice, I will rejoice, and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day, this is the day that the Lord has made for me. This is the day, this is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. I will rejoice, I will rejoice, and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day, this is the day that the Lord has made for me.
Good morning, and welcome to another live broadcast from Godland Unity Church. We are located on the northwest side of Detroit, between Outer Drive and Telegraph on Schoolcraft. Godland is a church of love and faith, and the ministry give you workable and usable itinerary you can use in your life. My name is Will Granville, and I will be your assistant this morning. And we have returning the Reverend Greg Boyne. Okay. This morning we'll start off our personal statement in your bulletin, and I would like for us to read it together and let it resonate as we read it. Together, God is all both invisible and visible. One present, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. Thank you. In the reading of the daily word, the word today is gratitude. Gratitude is the quality of being thankful, show appreciation, and show kindness. The word is gratitude for today. Practicing gratitude lead me to the best life has to offer. Finding the good in situation, even undesirable ones, and feeling grateful is a spiritual superpower. When I practice gratitude, I am living my faith that blessings of all kinds are constantly unfolding and the goodness of God is in all things. Gratitude keeps me positive, helping me to expect the best and not the worst. It opens my heart to the existing blessing and prime me to receive even more. When I live with an attitude of gratitude, I am simply magnetic. I go forth with the expectation. I will have what I need when I need it. I will meet the people I need to meet and be in the right place at the right time. In prayer, I give grateful thanks and rest assured my highest and best outcomes are on their way. The scripture reads, "Oh, thanks to the Lord for the good, for his steadfast love endures forever." Now, could we read the church blessing together? It's located in your bulletin. Together, may the Spirit of God always abide in Godland. May the truth of Christ be freely expressed. May God's healing love bless our soul. May God's wealth prosper us all. May Christ's peace keep us safe and secure. Could we stand for the Lord's Prayer, plan of the Lord's Prayer, and afterward the meditation by Reverend Bowen.
All right, everyone, let's get comfortable in our seats and take a deep breath. And let's take one more deep breath. And in this moment, we let go of our cares and concerns of the world and we just focus our attention on God. Just relax and focus your attention on God. And let's take a deep breath and inhale love and hold it. And exhale peace. Let's take another deep breath and inhale love. And exhale peace. Let's continue focusing on our breathing, inhaling love and exhaling peace. Just relaxing in God's love in this moment. Focused on God, we inhale love and exhale peace. Just relax in love, focus on God. Relaxing our head and our shoulders. Relaxing our arms and our chest. Relaxing our stomach, our legs, our hands and our feet. We see love's light growing in the center of our chest, from our heart, just growing and growing. And as love moves from person to person in this room, enveloping all of us within the sound of my voice, we take everybody on our heart and mind, and we see them in the middle of this circle. Surrounded in love's light, we just love on them wherever they may be. It is in this space of love where we experience our oneness in God and each other. And anchored in faith, we claim peace to keep us patient and positive, guidance to show us the way, healing to claim wholeness and abundant supply to meet our every need. We pray from this space out into the world, from this oneness, letting love move through every area of our life, bringing new life and new opportunities, healing relationships, opening doors, bringing healing and wholeness to our lives, to our bodies, to our mind, to our soul. As we accept the truth of our being as divine beings, we give thanks for all of the good, seen and unseen, known and unknown, that is happening for us now. And in the name and nature of the indwelling Christ, Jesus the Christ, our brother and way shower, we say amen.
We have a music selection by Jewel Chatham, an original concept, spoken word. Jewel Chatham.
What's going on, family? What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? It's good to see everybody. I haven't seen y'all in a long time, but it's good to see smiling faces always. Everybody here that I grew up with. Well, not everybody, but everybody here that I grew up with. So, yeah, it's good to see y'all. I'm happy to be home. It's always good to come home. Yeah. Let's do this. Check.
Come on in and have a seat. Okay. Alrighty, everybody, repeat after me. Dear God, come into my life.
Come into my life.
If you find anything that's not like you,
Find anything that's not like you. I remember waking up and I was doing things to find purpose. Broke aside from neighbors, came out the mud, I know it's worth it. I may not get what I need right then and there, but my time is perfect. Hurt so much in this deep inside of my veins beneath the surface. And I know it's gonna take some time. And healing is a journey, you gotta take your time. I lost a couple friends because they lost their mind. And I'm praying up to God that I don't lose mine. I know I won't lose mine. I'm done talking about demons, something is life force, it's my course. Lyrics hit your body like when I touch on your soul, telling you a life corpse. Ain't no reason that you gotta die for it. It's the type of the people I write for. I know how I feel when you wake up and looking for peace to come knock on the right doors. Take some time, cause healing is a journey, you gotta take your time. I lost a couple friends because they lost their mind. And I'm praying up to God, I know I won't lose mine. I won't lose mine, so pray for me. Yeah, so pray for me. That's all I ask. So pray for me. Yeah. So pray for me. Yeah. Look. See. I've been all on my road. I'm taking my go cause I'm gonna go. People all on my phone, they wondering when I'm coming back home. And I've been all on my time, I'm taking my time with all of this mo. Got a girl that I love, emotionally tough, some reason I still feel alone. Is it a reason I still feel the pain? Nothing is different, I still feel the same. Something is missing out of my brain. Never was right and it's stuff for the fame. Strive for the best cause I walk through the rain. Nothing to lose and I play for the game. Keep your donation, no need for the change. I didn't know something work, gotta change. Ain't no time to chill. I'm trying to pay my mama bills. Cause she got stressed, she did her best, but she got stressed for real. And raise all kind of kids. And to this day, I tell my family, they know what's mine is theirs. It's gonna take some time, cause healing is a journey, you gotta take your time. I lost a couple friends because they lost their mind. And I'm praying up to God that I don't lose mine. I won't lose mine, so pray for me. So pray for me. That's all I ask. So pray for me. Yeah. So pray for me. Yeah. Keep praying for me, family. I appreciate y'all. Keep praying for me. Keep sending y'all blessings my way. I really appreciate y'all for having me here today. I can't wait to come back and share some more with y'all. Again, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Yule Chatham. Let's give him another round of applause. I mean, we appreciate that. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you sharing. Appreciate you asking for more prayer. And we there with you. Because that's what we do here at Godland. We lift each other up. We say that we got you. And we continue on this journey. It is an amazing place, folks. If you haven't been here, those watching online, you want to come to Godland and be in this atmosphere. There's a brother that's here from California. Is it Reverend John? Is that right? All right. All the way from California. God bless you and all the people in California, particularly those that are struggling with the devastation caused by the wildfires. You know, when we see these kinds of things happen on the news, it's an opportunity for us to not turn away because it may be depressing or whatever, but it's an opportunity for us to do what we do in unity, practical Christianity, engage in prayer, see the good and lift them up. Prayer works. And so we have my man all the way from California here. We're so glad that you are able to enjoy it. And we lift up you, your friends and your family and everybody that may be impacted. We all are connected in this world. There's probably no one in this room that doesn't know somebody in California, related to somebody in California, impacted in some kind of way. We've seen movie stars, people that we watched in films, on TV, crying about the loss of their house. There is no barriers between us. We can feel that sense of loss, and we can not turn away, but sit still and pray. Pray for that person. Pray for the healing. Pray for the good that will come about. It can be difficult. I understand that. January is the month named after the Roman god Janus, as I've said before, which is represented by two faces, one looking forward, one looking backwards. It's gates and doors and beginnings and endings. And we tend to even pick that up now, thousands of years later. We look at the new year, right? New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, a time of reflection on what happened in the last year, a time of planning for what's going to happen in the new year, an opportunity for us to set some goals, get it right, do a little better than we did last year. But since unity is the application, the practical application of Christianity, we know not to get too stuck in that reflection, not get too caught up in the pain of the past and the worries of the future, but to find God right here and right now where we are, where the good is. I got a good friend, his name is Carl. He likes to say, when I talk to him, he'll say, we've already had the victory. The first victory is waking up. Second victory is opening your eyes. The third victory is sitting up. The fourth victory is putting your feet on the floor. The fifth victory is standing up. And the sixth victory is going to get that coffee. But you're on your way, and Will just talked about being grateful and the opportunity for us to be grateful every moment of the day. Lean into gratefulness. January. We were so fortunate last week to be able to celebrate January birthdays, mine, Will's, some folks here in the room, and it was just beautiful. I turned 60, so, that's always like a milestone. I don't know what's going to happen. Like AARP is tired of sending me cards talking about joy. But we started it off with the opportunity to come together and to be able to celebrate life. I'm so grateful for Brother Will. Every time I sit next to him, I learn something new about his many adventures. And I'm so glad that you had a wonderful birthday. Your daughter called you and we celebrated here. You had big cake and then took another cake home. So all kind of blessings had occurred. And that's because we were rooted in the moment. Today we're going to talk about part 2 of living in the joy of faith. Joy being having a sense of well-being and contentment despite what may be going on. Being able to lean into God, to say it's going to be all right, to pray and know that your prayers are answered. The practical application of Christianity. It does us no good to read the Bible and to talk about this and pontificate about that if we can't apply it for ourselves. We see miracles happening all the time. Turn on TV, watch the news, talk to somebody, you'll see a miracle. How does that miracle apply to us? It is an opportunity for us to do what we do during the month of January, and that is practice the power of our spiritual faith. We've got lots of reminders out there. Blue is the color. Whenever you see blue, it's an opportunity to remember, to lean into your faith, right? We know that Paul is the disciple that we associate, Peter is the disciple we associate with faith. And so the lessons of the Bible as they come about are not just words that are written down and a recorded history of what's going on. We understand that there's more behind the message of the words. I like to say, if you want to get somebody confused and challenge them a little bit, tell them that the Bible gets updated every now and then, that the Bible that you're reading today is probably not exactly the same word for word that your grandmama was reading or your great-grandmama, or go back to antiquity. Because we grow in our understanding of the words. We grow in our understanding of the meanings, the ideas that were translated from Aramaic to Greek to Old English to today. We get a clearer understanding and a clearer understanding of the world at which people existed in. And then there is the metaphysical understanding of what the story is about. Jesus would talk about all the time to the Pharisees and the other folks about how they would stick to the letter of the law. Letter of the law. If you do this, you'll be saved. If you do that, it's pleasing in God's sight. Buy this dove and sacrifice it and this goat and all that other stuff. And he would point out the hypocrisy of them doing that, being so focused on the letter of the law that they forget the spirit of the word that produced that law. We even do that today in many different ways. It's just something about a mean Christian that gets me. There are mean Buddhists out there. There are mean, other folks. But folks that have no compassion in their heart, they say, well, that's just the way it is. They see somebody asking for money and they turn away and, it's something else. But by the fruit of the Spirit where a person stands. And so we work hard at the application of practical Christianity in our lives. We don't just see the words and the stories of the Bible as, some lesson out there. We don't even think of God as like being out there. We understand that we live from the oneness in God, that God is omniscient, everywhere present, inside of us. So that's why I always say that I am in love and love is in me and God is love and love is in thee. So that we can have the opportunity to recognize and see the common ground that we all stand on, see our divinity, see ourselves in each other. And so repeat after me, God is love.
God is love.
I am in love.
I am in love.
And love is in me.
And love is in me.
God is love.
God is love.
I am in love.
I am in love.
And love is in thee.
And love is in thee.
And I am in you. And you are in me. So say hello to some of these divine representations of God sitting next to you and around in this room. Hello, sister. I saw you come in. Is Dorothy back there? Yes, yes, yes. It is all right. It is all right. It is all right. Psalms 25. To you, O Lord, I lift up my soul. In you I trust. Oh, my God. To you, O Lord, I lift up my soul. In you I trust. Oh, my God. That is a statement of faith. It is saying that whatever's going on out here, I turn to the hills. I look to God. I recognize that within, that the power of God within me is greater than any circumstance in the world. Now, we've seen miracles. We know miracles. And this week has been a week of miracles. Unity, the practical application of Christianity in our lives, demands that we don't just leave this service or from watching online and leaving the lesson on the table. If January is the month of faith, then we have the opportunity to lean into our faith. It might not even make sense. Might not even make sense to other people. You're going to get that job. You're going to get that new car. That house is beyond your reach. Your kid is doomed. You're going to be fired. You're about to be laid off. Whatever it is people want to negatively put into your head about what's going on. When we trust God, when we lean into faith, we move beyond those barriers. We walk on water. We walk above the troubles of the world. It doesn't mean they're not happening. But what it does mean is that this condition has no power over me. We affirm that, live from that. My mission in life is to live from our oneness in God and to bring forward love, joy, peace, and prosperity, and to get as many people as possible to recognize their oneness in God, to bring those qualities forward, to see themselves in each other. If we could do that during the week, can you imagine some of the stories that were out there? These opportunities to pray, and I do it all the time. I don't turn away from the news. I don't let it overwhelm me. But good Lord, there was this man, he was about 80 years old or something. He was in the gas station. Y'all saw this on TV. Read it in the news. He was in a gas station out here in Livonia somewhere. I don't know. Got into an argument with the clerk over a 10-cent deposit, and the guy behind him said some words, and he said, "You can't talk to me like that." And next thing you know, they tussling in the gas station, knocking over potato chips. And then he gets out, he's like, I'll be right back. Let me go get my pistol. Went out to the car, got his weapon, came back in. The guy is like, should I stay? What are you talking to the clerk? The clerk's on the phone, calling the cops. He's picking up stuff, trying to clean up stuff. The brother comes back in with that pistol and he says, "Get on your knees. Apologize." Something to that effect. Man got on his knees. Please, please, please. Begging for his life. And the brother with the power of the gun in his hand, older, is telling him, "You gonna find my ring." Start looking. The wife is all upset in the car. She runs in the store with her weapon drawn. She's got a gun. None of these are cops. She got her gun. What's going on? It's crazy. What's happening? You shut up. You shut up. All this commotion. And you see the situation unfolding. And you can watch the video. Google it. It's on the Detroit News page. You can't help but feel that it's time to practice the power of practical Christianity right here and right now. To pray for everybody involved in that situation, to give thanks that nobody was hurt, to give thanks that nobody was killed. We can turn away from it. We can go, "Oh, that's just a shame. That's just a shame." No, that is not what we should be doing as Christians. We're supposed to be extending grace to everybody involved in these situations, particularly when they are painful. And yes, there's a lot of shame and blame to go around. I'm sure that couple is regretting it today. I think the lady lost her job. She worked for the county, and, they're all on TV. I'm sure everybody's, looking. "Oh my God, did you see so-and-so?" They need our help. They need to be lifted up. That man that had to get down on his knees, he needs our prayers and needs to be lifted up. That clerk, everybody, people know that live around there, know that gas station. Fearful now of what can happen. This was in the suburbs. When we can bring peace, when we can lean into our faith and say God's good is happening now, that situation, the highest and best good of that, will be resolved to the satisfaction of all. You never know how you're going to appear on the public stage. They got cameras everywhere. Everywhere. You think somebody's not watching you? And they're not really paying attention until something goes wrong, until somebody acts a fool, and then it gets on the news, or the cops are looking at it, and they put it on the news. So the idea that we can be cool, and my kids will tell you, the first rule is to be cool. It's something that we can carry with us. This week has been a week of opportunities to practice the power of practical Christianity, to lean into our faith. We just talked about the fires in California. I told you about the gas station incident with, grown folks. Everybody in there was grown, quite grown. And then we started off the week with 6 days of services for the 39th president, Jimmy Carter. He was a guy, grew up in Georgia, on the black side of town, poor, dirt poor. Went to the Naval Academy, got out of that, married the woman of his dreams, and held different jobs and became president. 1976. The young man that just sung right here probably wasn't even born then. But Jimmy Carter lived to be 100 years old, and the greatest works that he did was not while he was president, but it was after. He lived longer than any other president, taking hammer to nail and building houses for the poor, going on international journeys to try and solve some of the most pressing problems. He was known as a man of peace, a Baptist who stood in the breach and brought peace to the Middle East. It didn't last. We're still struggling with it today. But that was the remembrance. And so he was on the public stage longer than many stars, longer than any other president, always under the spotlight. But he never embarrassed us. The same cameras that are on you were on him. Didn't go into a gas station and get in a fight with somebody. Didn't road rage anybody and push anybody out of the way. Was always living his faith. I'm not saying he was perfect. I'm sure he's done things that was wrong. When you read a history about him, he apologized to folks for not being stronger on civil rights. He had the opportunity to know Martin Luther King. He didn't march with him. But after King died, he reached out to the family and developed a long and loving relationship with them. You can change. The point being that he died, and there were 6 days of celebrations. And during one of these services, the one that they had in D.C. after he laid and stayed, and everybody's getting up and they're talking and they're having the service, a curious thing happened. All the former presidents they get together for the service. And George Bush comes in and he yucks it up and he taps Obama in the belly. It's like, my man. And then former President Obama is sitting next to former and now President-elect Trump. And they exchange words. But Obama's laughing. And Trump is smiling. And so that picture zoomed around the world. My wife sent me a meme, a caption, a picture with a caption and words on it. And it was a video of a guy who was saying, I can't believe that Obama is chumming it up with, Donald Trump. The way that everybody was talking about him and he was talking, I lost friendships and this and that over this election. And here they are, yucking it up. Like nothing's wrong. Now we know, because we've seen and we heard the things that were said, how Trump talked about Obama, said he wasn't even an American, said he was born in Kenya and shouldn't be president. And those are just things that we, who knows what he said in private or when the mics weren't on. And Obama talked about Trump being a convicted felon, greedy. Didn't say too many kind things. But here at President Carter's funeral, where all these people have to come together to honor the life of someone who spent decades on the public stage showing people how to live, particularly presidents who leave the most powerful office in the world. Now, I don't know what George Bush has been doing. I don't know what Bill Clinton has been doing. We don't really know what Obama's been doing since, he's been out. They've got foundations and stuff like that. But Jimmy Carter, as you recall, was Habitat for Humanity. The pictures that we would see of him would be trying to serve the poorest amongst us. And so this example from this poor little boy who grew up to be president, honored at his funeral by having all the former presidents there. And the thing that comes out of it, the lasting thing that comes out of it, is the meanness about Obama and Trump sharing a laugh. Now, supposedly, Trump was talking about something serious. People that read lips or whatever, it's in the Daily Beast, said he was talking about something serious, and and they said that they needed to get together and talk, afterwards, and whatever this serious thing is, and the way that he said it, Obama chuckled at it. It could have been derisive for all I know, but it didn't. It looked friendly. And the picture that came out is a picture of what we just said. I am in you and you are in me. Can we see ourselves in each other? It can be hard to let go of the grudges. It can be hard to let go of the anger. It can be hard to forgive and move on. And so when I saw that picture, I was like, many people, I had that sort of reaction too. Like, what is he laughing about? Why are they all chummy? This guy's a threat to democracy. He about to deport 3 million people, raised tars, fought hard to go in another direction. And so I felt a little bit of that too. How dare you chum it up, this guy? And I'm sure that there are probably MAGA people who were looking at it too, like, how dare you chum it up with Obama? Seriously? So, that moment that had came and it went viral. Charlemagne the God talked about it on his radio show. This guy is one of the most popular brothers in the country. His podcast and his New York radio station, how he was disappointed in Obama. The Daily Show made fun of it. I'm sure there are going to be other ones that make fun of it too. And we may never know exactly what was said. We're still trying to figure out what happened with the slap heard around the world at the Oscars with Will Smith and the other guy. But how you behave on the public stage sets an example for all of us to behave in our regular life. If all these people can come together for a funeral for a man that they knew but not really knew, he wasn't family, and they could behave themselves, then how many of us, when faced with a death in our family or friend or group, don't want to go to the funeral because so-and-so going to be there, or, I don't know how it's going to be, or I don't know what she, I didn't really like her or him or whatever it is. And there are people that go and they cut up when they get there. They're not seeing the good in each other. Not able to forgive and let go and heal and grow. January is the month of faith. This image, this video of former President Barack Obama and President-elect Trump yucking it up gave me a little hope. Like many people, I'm worried. I know what the man has said. He's going to deport these people. And folks, read your American history. This has happened before. Back in the 20s or 30s, I think it was, when they decided they were going to deport a bunch of folks from South America, they rounded them up as many people as they could get. People who protested and said that they were American. Yeah, but not today. Today, you're Mexican and you're going across the border. Read about the Chinese Exclusionary Act. So many Chinese folks were coming over here, building railroads, all that stuff, that they banned them, kicked them out, banned them, said nobody else could come. These things happen. And so because I know they happen, and because I knew we just had this election, because we all fought because we wanted to have what we thought was a better day, and we see this picture, it's hard to not be angry. But if I step back and lean into my faith and remember that there have been many times that we have had to squeeze joy out of dust, make a way out of no way. Many of us, black folks here, descendants of the enslaved, survivors of genocide, survivors of Jim Crow, survivors of institutions that were built to hold us back. Even in religion, Unity had the same problem. We had to start our own because we weren't welcome. The AME Church was founded because they didn't want African Americans to sit with white folks. There's plenty of stuff, plenty of opportunities to know that we have gone down this road. And so January being the month of faith and blue being the color is an opportunity, like Janice, to look backwards and not stay there, and look forward and not stay there, but to remember and to move forward from right where we are. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. That chuckle moment between the two of them gave me a little hope. And then later on, Trump said, I don't know, maybe I've changed. They like me more now. Maybe. The guy just got convicted of a felony. We saw that. He tried everything he could to get out of that. Didn't get any jail time, but he is now the first president ever convicted of a felony. Out of 47 presidents, more than 200 years of history, a situation that was never even thought of before. Because people go, how is it possible that this guy could even run for president? And maybe that'll change. But there is something to that. And expecting the worst has been presented to us from the examples I just gave you about the mass deportations that have happened. I don't need to go run down the list of bad possibilities. But when we lean into our faith, we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. So in our own lives, when that bill is due and it looks like that, you don't know how you're going to pay it. It's a time to remember that God is the source and lean into your faith and say, it's going to be all right. We got this covered. When you're going to get that doctor's appointment, get these results, worried and fearful, we lean into our faith and go, it's going to be all right. You're worried about your kids, your sister, your brother, your mother, your friend. As opposed to leaning into the worry, lean into the good. And affirm it's going to be all right. God, make me the vessel. Let me be the vessel for your good to manifest in this world. If I'm the only person that shows up for Sue or Lisa or Mark, let me be the only one. Let me be the only one. Might be the person that they've been praying about. That person that's at the gas station asking for money that you ain't never seen before, but you figured you've seen them a bunch of times, and they do this all the time. That story that they tell. I ran out of gas, walked a mile, blah, 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 blah. You help them out. Could be that person they prayed for. Could be that avenue where their blessing comes true. Man, oh man, I wish I had to pray in church today, but I'm going to let you know and let you go in a minute here that you know that faith can move mountains. Mountains, metaphysically, are the challenges that we face in life. You tell that mountain to move, you're telling that challenge to get out of the way. You have no power over me. In Matthew chapter 17, verses 17 to 20, the healing of a boy with a demon. When they came to the crowd, a man approached Jesus and knelt before him. Lord, have mercy on my son. He said he has seizures and is suffering greatly. He often falls into the fire, into the water. I brought him to your disciples, but they could not heal him. And Jesus replied, "O unbelieving and perverse generation, how long shall I stay with you? Bring that boy here to me." And Jesus rebuked the demon, and it came out of the boy, and he was healed in that moment. And then the disciples came, Peter and Paul and all of them, they all came, and they said, "Why couldn't we drive this out?" And he said, "Because you have so little faith. I tell you the truth, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you." Now, these were the apostles. These were his boys. These were the people that are supposed to know how to do what to do. And yet they came across a situation where they did not have enough faith. Now, I'm not saying I'm as good as Peter, or you are as good as Mary, or you are as good as Bartholomew, or anything like that. We weren't rolling with him at that time. We don't know. But if they can fail, so can we. But it doesn't mean that you give up. You don't give up. You lean into your faith a little more. You grab hold of your blue stone, your blue faith stone, and you hold on to it and you say, "I got faith that can move mountains. Thank you, God. I might be late on this bill today, but I'm going to get it. Might be late on this ticket, but I'm going to get it." Go to court and the ticket's dismissed and all your worries are gone because you leaned into your faith. Worried about how to pay for college, worried about how to meet that mortgage, worried about how to get that house, worried about how to launch your rap career. Lean in to your faith. It's going to be all right. Now, there's a lot of metaphysical stuff in here in relationship to this. You know, we understand that demons are error states of consciousness. The devil is the one that you bring with you, the stuff that you negatively think about. It's an interesting sort of thing. We understand this in unity. We understand falling in the water and falling in the fire. Falling in the water and falling into fire are different states of consciousness. And that these 12 powers, these people that were supposed to be helping this young man get right, couldn't do it. But when we had Jesus, who is the representation of the potential of the divine in all of us, lean into that. He helped the young man. Helped him get rid of his own demons. Helped him correct the error states in his mind. Now, we don't know what happened to this young man afterwards. We can assume that he went on
give it back. Give and he'll give it back to you. Pressed down, shaking together, running over, back in good measure. He'll give it back to you. Let's give it to your challenge today. Give and he'll give it back to you. Give and he'll give it back to you. Give and he'll give it back to you. Pressed down, shaking together, running over, back in good measure. He'll give it back to you. One time for Godly Unity Church. Give and he'll give it back to you. Give and he'll give it back to you. Give and he'll give it back to you. Pressed down, shaking together, running over, back into measure. He'll give it back to you.
Thank you. Anyone at the service, you have an individual prayer, a prayer you want to pray with the Reverend Bourne, he will be available for you. Okay. Do we have any visitors that like to be acknowledged today? Are we family? Do we have any announcements? Oh, sorry, young lady. She coming to you. Just hold on. Well, welcome. We'd like to welcome you back again also, too. Okay.
Go ahead for the people that didn't hear.
Oh,
I'm Lyle. It's my first time here, and it's nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
okay. Thank you. We welcome you. Okay. Anyone else? We have a visitor from California. We welcome him also. Anyone else? Okay. Do we have any announcements? Okay. We have refreshment in the back after service. Okay. Every Wednesday from 1 to 2 o'clock, we have Let's Talk with Dorothy Collins, Reverend Ossie Tate, Daily Word, and Redemption. We also every third Saturday, last Saturday in every month from 1 to 3, we have the Season Ministry where we fellowship also. Are there any other announcements? If not, let's form our love circle and prayer protection. Thank you for coming.